What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28, and that's the one, the only. It is Scott Savage. That's right, he's back. And you can find him on Twitter at Savage. Scott, how was the recap for you watching the state of play? Because that is all about today's episode, my friend. We got a lot to talk about. What are your overall thoughts? Yeah. First impressions?
We do, and I suspect the next couple weeks are going to be full. Our job is almost done for us, really. But getting through that, first of all, I thought, wasn't it supposed to be 40 minutes?
Nope, 30.
But, okay, I was thinking we had a good packed 25, and I'm pretty satisfied with what we saw there. Sure. It seems like it began heavily in my court.
Yeah, oh my God, did it ever?
Kind of slowly moved over to yours.
I was like, okay, I'll just sit back here and I'll twiddle my thumbs, and then, here we go.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't see you through looking through fingers.
There was moments I'm like, nope, I don't want to see that one. Yeah, we'll get into it. There's definitely a few. It's like, this is not for me at all. But I know
a little bit of gross.
Oh, so much, dude. And it started off heavy with VR. So why don't we get into what people can do, how they can follow us? First of all, you can catch us live at 11 a.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as YouTube at ITG Reviews. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca, podcast services and TV streaming networks around the whole globe. But Scott, today is obviously about the PlayStation recap of the state of play. That's right, it kicked off the Summer Game Fest of all things. Dude, they had to come out swinging the minute they put Game Fest on it, right? We've seen state of play just as of late not really bring the heat, right? It's been a little lackluster. Some cool titles, but nothing really kind of hitting that pop we've been waiting for. Well, yesterday was a whole different ball game, I think, really. But it started heavily in the world of VR, and right up your alley with the Resident Evil 4 coming to PlayStation 5 and PlayStation VR 2 content as well in development, Scott. So early impressions on that, because dude, that was one of those. No, like the first 10 minutes, I was like covering my eyes. I don't want to see any of this stuff. It's not.
No, I've never played any of this kind of content in VR, minus, I think, that one game very early on when I got the Oculus. And so the idea of horror through a first-person perspective sounds amazing to me. Maybe this will finally be the thing that gets my heart rate going for the first time in a long time. I very recently played through Resident Evil 4 for the first time.
Okay.
So it's all still pretty fresh to me.
Sure.
But I think that's positive because I don't know it beat for beat. So it'll be like experiencing it all over again.
Well, hey, you won't be able to experience it until March 24th of 2023. Here's the thing. Dude, they put a solid date on that. March 24th.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that anymore. Like, nobody's brave enough to put an actual date on anything because we've all seen the delays of this, that, and the other. I'm kind of curious, dude, do you think they'll actually make the release date?
I suspect they will based on that confidence, but if it's that ready to go, it's kind of in a middle zone. Is it done? Is it worked on enough where this is confident? But if that is true, well, then why next year?
Yeah, absolutely. But they're also working on VR 2 content as well.
I'm thinking maybe they've done most of the remaster already, and now it comes to putting that on VR, and I'm sure that's a very complicated situation.
Well, and then quickly after that came Resident Evil Village coming to PSVR 2 as well, Scott. So we go from one Resident Evil scary, creepy VR game experience into another one. And I was just, no, man, no. This is
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 is more about being stressed out. You can feel everything coming in on you, and it's heavy combat. And I still haven't played Village, so I don't know exactly
really,
what
eh?
the feeling of that game is. But I think it's more of a like a
Oh,
mystical horror. You're not,
oh,
as far as I understand, you're not killing legions of things coming at you.
sure. Dude, it's creepy. It looks so,
I'm
so
wondering,
creepy.
I'm wondering how much people are gonna have fun with PSVR and Lady Dimitrescu,
Well,
because that's what swept the internet when that game released
yeah,
for some weird reasons.
she's so tall. It's dude, Nate loved it. Like Nate loved the game. So to bring it to VR, I think was a really cool addition. Definitely not for me. It does look gorgeous though.
Oh,
I think
I
VR.
wanna I wanna play the Dollhouse in VR for the first time. I don't know enough about the Dollhouse, but I know it's a landmark.
Well, it's just PSVR 2 really seems to be stepping it up. I mean, I made that comment yesterday live with Brad as we were watching the state of play, and it seems that it's really taken PSVR 1, which is kind of like the testing ground, right? It's more of like a 720 experience where this is really stepping it up into that next generation of almost. It almost feels like it almost skipped like a generation. I think it kind of goes from like PS2 to PS4. You know what I mean? I think it kind of skipped that PS3 cycle, and it looks like to really step it up. Now, dude, it really would have been a PS5 cycle if it was wireless.
Yeah, that's true. That's something that's still puzzling to me because the
Yeah.
technology is readily available,
Well,
but maybe there's latency. It is
there
quite
is.
more advanced than the first PlayStation VR. And
Absolutely.
I played the first PSVR maybe a dozen times or half a dozen times. I mean,
Sure.
so I'm not so much of an expert. I did remember a little bit of that screen door effect,
Yeah, there's a
but
lot of that.
I'm really hoping they minimize that so that you can look through at the graphical components of it, because Village is quite a beautiful game.
It's a powerhouse, right? So they got to be able to match that, bring that over to PSVR 2. And what I was able to see from yesterday's experience, man, it looks stunning. We'll have to get
Looks
Nate
like
into
they're
it.
on track.
We'll have to get Nate to check that out for us, or you can check it out too. The two of you can cover it because I don't want anything to do with that game. Nor do I want to deal with The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution was announced yesterday as well. Dude, the creepy just kept coming.
the trilogy of zombies here.
Oh man. So this is coming to PSVR, the original, and PSVR 2 in late 2022 and PSVR 2 in 2023.
Okay. Not
So-
split release, but a little bit of a time difference.
So the split release then kind of makes me, so it came up, right? And it says 2022. And I said to Brad, yo, does that mean we're getting PSVR 2 in 2022?
Yeah.
Because that's what they're talking about, right? Got a press release yesterday saying the game is now coming to PSVR, the original, in 2022, and then PSVR 2 in 2023. So now I'm going, all right, well, clearly we're not getting the PSVR 2 this year. They're going to push it to next year. That was a big disappointment for me when I realized that that's what they were doing. I was kind of hoping for this holiday season that we would see the next generation of the PlayStation VR, but it doesn't seem to be that way. It looks like they're going to ramp up and get those 20 games ready for next year's experience. But how soon, like, did we go early, like Q1 kind of situation then? Is that what we're going to get into?
That's kind of what I'm thinking, because I don't know if they'll want to. Well, it's hard to say. Do you miss 2022's holiday season in favor of a full release, maybe first or second quarter? But first quarter seems like it would be quite early. You would want to push it to market just a few months sooner.
Yeah, Brad.
Otherwise, are we waiting for holiday 2023? That seems way too far out.
I think so too. Brad says it's poorly advertised. I was pumped to see that 2022 VR2. Absolutely. I was kind of hoping we would. But I think honestly they're going to launch probably in Q1, and then that way they'll start drip feeding out these games, and then have some big ones in, like, dude, let's get, we're so close. I'm jumping ahead. You know what? That's it. I'm jumping ahead. There goes that. Let's get into Horizon Call of the Mountain. Now, No Man's Sky did come before that, but I want to get into Call of the Mountain because I think that's the big staple, right? Do they launch with this game? I think that's the biggest question, because that is, man, if you launch Q1 with Horizon Call of the Mountain, or do you wait for that holiday season to be in on
Yeah.
that game, right? I think you need to launch, you need to have something that's familiar with the PlayStation fans to associate and go, hey, you have to play this game, right? And so if we get into this, dude, it looks so good. You play as, so what I was able to pick up quickly from the trailer, I definitely need to go back and rewatch this trailer. And it was, you're somebody who has been broken out of prison, and that is really all I know. So you're not Aloy, right? You don't play the star of Horizon at all. It sounds like it's a spin-off completely, and you're somebody else within that environment, in that world. Dude, you are doing everything, though, that you play in with Horizon and Horizon Forbidden West. You're climbing, you're jumping off rocks, right? You're shooting
That
at the
climbing
machines.
and jumping
Oh.
looked a little bit. I don't have that same urge or issue with motion sickness, but if I do, it'll be right about then. Or the boat scenes, because you're moving around on water. That did get me earlier.
You have such a disconnect with the boat. I find it hilarious, actually. That's what pulls you away from it. But everybody's a little bit different, right? And then Brad and I were talking about it. I'm kind of curious. How does the motion work, right? Do we get that teleportation kind of movement, or are we actually physically walking? Now in a boat, you are drifting down. You get flipped out of the boat, dude. You dive into the water. You're now swimming through the water. There's so much. I feel like
that one's gonna disconnect me. Swimming. Oh,
I feel like they just gave you Aloy's gameplay, but put you in first-person VR, right? Like that. It seems like it's almost one for one transitioned over from that.
Even using the bow, I'm curious to see what kind of weaponry. Is it heavy on the combat, or is it more of an exploration? Because I thought it was more of an exploration, just from what I had seen early.
You can get into certain situations, especially within Horizon Forbidden West. The combat is that, okay, now you're in there, right? You do have the ability to go out and you find the little bits and pieces of the world. You kind of stumble through little puzzles and things like that. And that was honestly, dude, that was one of my favorite parts of Horizon, was just going out to experience the world and live and breathe. Hey, you know what? There were people here before us, and what did they do? And oh man, there's so much within that game. It's still so far my game of the year with Horizon Forbidden West, but man, this looks gorgeous. I cannot wait.
Well, they specified they're looking for the answer of why the machines attacked, and so I think that might offer a little bit more of a story. It's not just like a hollow spin-off, it seems.
And dude, if you look when you watch the trailer, you can see everything in the horizon too, right? Like it's not just a big, all of a sudden there's all fogged. You're like fogged out from the distance. You can literally see the entire landscape, and it's just, they've really been able to push the technology of PSVR 2 so far forward in advance that I cannot wait to jump in to see how this plays.
Looking at these creatures.
Yeah, I tweeted out, I can't wait to get sick in this world. Right? It's going to be that kind of experience.
Worth.
All right, that's so they also came in with Horizon Forbidden West New Game Plus, and a bunch of updates for that, new features.
Just when you thought you were done.
Oh man, new trophies. So there's more trophies. There's transmog too, which is awesome to see that is a feature now within the game. And yeah, definitely cool. A bunch of new updates. All that dropped yesterday as well for Horizon Forbidden West. So that was nice to see, because not much else really dropped yesterday. So there is that. But Scott, let's jump back.
Brad brought up a good point just before we get off the topic of Horizon.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't release just days before another massive title.
Oh, man.
So the new question is, what are we getting just a week after Horizon? It's going to be a major one.
Hopefully not. Oh man, that's that seems to
Breath
be
of the Wild 2, perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're ever going to see that.
Maybe in 2024. Scott, let's jump back. So before Horizon, because we're just kind of getting into that, they did No Man's Sky. It was in development for PSVR 2. I played No Man's Sky on PSVR, and dude, you
called it right off the start.
Yeah, absolutely. I knew it was right. I'm like,
the ship was booting up, and the hangars were opening, and I thought, what is this? It's not Elite Dangerous, but it's something else. But no, it's No Man's Sky. I really have to give that some time. But
I tried.
I was soured from the experience like everybody, and I was super into Elite Dangerous at the time. So
That's fair.
it would have been complete heresy to go to No Man's Sky. But I'm out of that addiction now. Elite Dangerous is in the past. I think it's time to embrace something new.
Dude, I've tried it 4 times. I just cannot get into the game. I even tried it in PlayStation VR because I think it came to Plus or something, maybe for some reason or whatever. So I got into it. Dude, I remember sitting in the ship and I'm going from one planet to the next in VR, right? But you got to get out of that one planet, and I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, this is so boring. I couldn't do it. So yeah, I've been back since, and I've come to the conclusion that I will never play this game again. So
that's too bad.
Dude, it looks so cool, but there's such a grind to get into the game to get things rolling.
As far as I understand, the entire game is the grind. That's kind of you have to give yourself your own kind of goals, but it's going to amount to melting plants with a gun.
No, Scott, what's going to melt your PC though coming up in August is Marvel's Spider-Man. Yo, what a move. And then the internet blew up. Everybody's complaining about it. They're putting it on PC. Get off your high horse and let people play Spider-Man. Come on. Dude, this is a fantastic move by PlayStation. So coming up on August 12th, 2022.
The day I turn 30.
That's my mom's birthday. Shout out to my mom.
Hey, we share it.
Yeah, there you go. My mom. I love her. Love you, Mom. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered is releasing on August 12th. And dude, I saw that and went, yo, so it starts up coming to PC, you know. All right, what do they got? And then it was Spider-Man. I could not believe it was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This is one franchise.
As soon as Insomniac pops up, wait,
dude,
what?
couldn't believe it, right? They've been keeping Spider-Man so close to their chest for so long. And then after that, coming in the fall is Miles Morales as well. Dude, this is fantastic. I cannot wait for you to play this, Scott. I am so pumped for you to play Spider-Man. Oh, dude. I played the crap out of these games. I almost had... So I finished the game for Miles Morales, and then I jumped right back in. Dude, it was that good. Oh, man. It's so cool.
I'm hoping it gives me that same fluttery feeling that Spider-Man 2, the original, on GameCube gave me way back in the day. I loved that game for years and years.
Dude, and then
as far as I know, these games are almost perfect. So I have quite a summer lined up ahead of me.
Well, yeah, because releasing next month, July 19th on PS4 and PS5 is Stray. That is fantastic.
Watching it gave me a little bit of a goosebumps. And I know that might sound silly to some, but the more gameplay I see wandering as a cat, it looks fun to me.
And it comes to those who have PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. So you don't even need to purchase it if you already have the higher tiers of the next generation. I'm going to call it the next generation of PlayStation Plus, whatever you want to call that thing. So yeah,
plus.
The PlayStation Plus. So the Extra and Premium members get to play Stray. They get to download it, enjoy the game, and have a great time. Dude, this game looks... The more I watch this game, the more I really want to play it.
That's what's happening to me too. The different, like the lighting, and at first it was the neon kind of surroundings. So cool. I thought, okay, this is cool. But jumping up on a table and knocking the bottles off, and just being a mischievous cat—that's what I want to do. Yeah, no, dude, it looks so cool. And then from there, we got into PUBG's horror game. Yeah, the horror's not done.
I thought we were finished, man. I thought we were out of this, and then we went into the Callisto Protocol, this sci-fi horror game that was supposed to be in the world of PUBG. It comes on December 2nd, so we have a release date, December 2nd, PS4 and PS5. Dude, they're hitting both. Right, a bit of a shock. Release. Yep.
Again, I'm surprised about the split release because looking at the promotions, what we've seen, it looks really leading edge. I'm sure they're showing PS5. Yeah,
guaranteed. Absolutely. Dude, it looked incredible. Not a chance I'm going to play that. How big is the
difference going to be? No. that would be a scarring event. From what I've seen of it and what they showed in this trailer was just disgusting boils and
I'd never sleep again, Scott. I'd never be able to sleep again.
No. I want that one in PlayStation VR, but
no. What is wrong with you? And then from there, you got into a futuristic skater shooter, which is from the creators over at Ollie Ollie World. Roll 7, they did Roller Drome, which looked
Yeah.
quirky. Coming on August 16th, PS4 and PS5 again. So that's coming out this year, quick too, not too far away.
I'm
Really
excited for that one because it looks like it combines what Roller Champions has done, except it's a different game mode, of course. But
sure.
that different game mode combat base kind of, it gives me that Jet Set kind of feeling.
A little bit, right?
Oh, what's that game? Sunrise, Sunshine, Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
the
that
one.
game is wicked from Insomniac Games. Yeah, that was.
I'm ashamed I
Xbox
can't
exclusive.
remember the title as soon as the idea sparks because I loved that game.
It was cool. The traversal in that game was fantastic, and then that's where you see the evolution of Spider-Man really keep pushing it forward. And you're gonna get to find out real soon about how that one goes, dude. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Scott, how do you feel about an action game? I know you love action games, but have you ever thought about combining that with a dating sim? Eater Nights is coming to PS4 and PS5 in
if
early
I think about
2023.
it for too long, I might actually have another game that I thought of in the past.
All right, then let's quickly bounce over to Street Fighter 6. Is going to actually redefine the fighting genre in 2023. Let me go. I'm going to quickly go. What did I do with it? Oh, I think I got rid of it. Scott, crap. So they introduced a lot of stuff here with Street Fighter 6. There's going to be a hub world, whole world you can go explore. Like they really opened this up, right? It looks really a lot different than what we're used to. That's for sure.
I'm wondering if it's going to be more of just a hub world instead of a menu system. Kind of like what Hyperscape did.
Right.
Or if it's going to be more, Streets of Rage from another perspective.
Who knows? But that's coming to PS4 and PS5 next year.
And they ended it off with a Hadouken.
Of course,
that was great.
Dude, that was awesome. Something we just recently played over on Xbox Game Pass is Tunic coming to PS5, PS4 on September 27th. Dude, you like that game?
I love that game. I'm ashamed to say that I have not finished it, but I know that I've seen some breaking videos, people kind of figuring out and deciphering the language in that game.
Right.
Let me just say, if you have not played Tunic, it is the best game that you know the least about. If you get into it, you'll have no idea what to do at first, but as you acquire and these pages, you read or try to what you're supposed to do, and then you can interact with more of the environment. And it's very similar to Zelda in that manner, although I don't like that comparison.
Sure.
But the bottom line is this game, some people, again, are upset that it's going to new consoles.
I bet
that's silly to me.
It is.
It's a game that I want as many people to play or have the opportunity to play as possible. Sure. I wish it was on Switch.
It's dude, that'd be a good spot for it, wouldn't it? On Switch? I think that'd be a good fit. Absolutely. September 27th, you can get that one on PS4 and PS5. And then we got into a very unique, interesting art style of Season, A Letter to the Future, coming in autumn 2022. So that's dude,
it made me think of the Oracle of Seasons in Zelda. She brings the seasons everywhere she goes.
Yeah, it was. I'm like, what is this? And I'm just watching.
Very magical.
Dude, I have to try it out. Like, I just the art. I was just like, yo,
that art style is definitely. It seems like your thing.
Yeah, it does. I know it does. And then Brad lost his mind with Final Fantasy 16 trailer revealed, coming in as he going 2022. Please. No, next summer, buddy. You gotta wait a whole year. Coming in 2023.
They drew out that suspense too. Is it 22? I think somebody had some fun with that.
I think so. Yeah, they definitely set him up. But yeah, it looks cool. It looks so magical and over the top. It is definitely a Final Fantasy game. We will see. I will probably give it a shot, and then I'll probably bounce out. But that's just me.
Oh, I'm so excited for this one. This may be my favorite. Combining all the crazy story, the original kind of idea of Final Fantasy, but the combat of 15, that's perfect. That's exactly where I want it to be.
Awesome. Scott, we're almost at the end of the show like we always get. So it's so fast.
It's easy to do.
It is. It definitely is. That's been one heck of a recap. But what releases do we actually have for today?
We have Wonder Boy Collection on PlayStation 4 and the Switch. There is Super Perils of Baking On the PS4, PC, PS5, Switch, Xbox One, and the Series consoles, there is Elemental's Death Metal Death Match on Switch and Xbox One. I'm very curious for this one. Being a bit of death metal myself.
Yes.
Red Siren Space Defense is on Xbox One. And 10 rooms, 10 seconds. PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, XS, Switch, and PC.
And that'll wrap up today's show. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. You can always join us live over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as YouTube at ITG Reviews. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. It's the weekend, everybody, so have a great weekend. And we'll catch you back here on Monday. I'm Drew, that's Scott, and we'll see you inside the game.